Hey, it's Jay with 1791 Actual. We've got a little, I'm going to share a little item that that I 3D print. You've seen on some of my videos, you've seen me use it. But I just want to kind of walk everybody through this. And what we're looking at today is, sorry, the reloading center. This is specifically designed for reloaders that may not have a lot of room on their bench, or that maybe you're one of the guys that doesn't really have a bench, and your reloading setup is relegated to putting it out on the dining room table, clamping your press to the corner of the table, and getting everything out, putting everything back away. Maybe that's your scenario. Well, this is handy in the fact that it's only 10 by 10 by I think it's about 4.5, 5 inches tall. And I designed this specifically because on my bench, I wanted things kind of organized tightly and not scattered all over, having to get a bunch of things out of different drawers or whatever. But I wanted it organized. So I set this up. It's got a space for digital scale. This is a little Hornady that I got off of Amazon. Works really well as a digital scale. I don't always use it. I've transitioned to using a beam scale mostly, but for just quick measurements, this is very handy. Or if I want to weigh brass, before and after loading, that kind of thing. Sometimes that happens, so it's a handy thing to have with you. It's got a space for a 3D printed powder pan. the PLA that I use doesn't really generate a lot of static electricity that causes static cling. But if you do start to experience a little bit of cling, you can use a used dryer sheet to wipe this out, and there you go. Just like the ad says, your static cling goes away. It's got a spot down here to store one of these Ludec pistol caliber case gauges. Seems to work really, really well. I haven't had any issues with any ammo that I've measured with it. Has a space for primer pocket tool and for your chamfer and deburr tool. Also has a spot here to store some 3x5 cards. I like to make up a load card for every load that I do, and this goes in the top of the ammo box when I'm finished getting them prepped. And so it's got a spot here where that can lay and won't drift all over your bench. Got a spot over here for some pencils and pens, spare pair of glasses, whatever small items you might want to store. Back here at the back, there's actually a slot that you can fill with, either leave it open, and you can put a caliper in case. Most cases will fit just perfectly in this slot back here. Or if you don't have a case for your caliper, like I don't have for this analog, you can glue this piece in, and it keeps your caliper from wandering away. If you don't want to use this for storing the caliper, or for either open or with this in it, there is a piece that comes with this that has just closed ends, and it turns this into just a storage trough for whatever you want to put there. Now, I do have 3 different versions of this. One is for this little Hornady scale, and then I also have one for a mech scale, and one for a Lyman scale. They're slightly different sizes and configurations, so the way that things are laid out, the way that the bays are laid out is just a little bit different on each one. But all the functionality is there. This also has the space, pull the drawer out, and it comes with a primer flip tray. And you can pull the liner out of this drawer, and this becomes your lube tray. So you put a piece of paper towel in here, or I like to use that blue disposable shop towel material, and spray your lube on it, roll your brass around, and there you go, that's done. The inner lining of that tray has a place to put your bullets, and it has a place for what I call a caliber block. Caliber blocks are these. You know, a lot of guys are printing loading trays, you know, in this configuration, and they're all over the internet. But then you have to store this whole thing in, you know, a bunch of these, one for every caliber that you've got. With this system, you get this whole system, and then you order the caliber blocks that for what you load. Unlike the mass-produced and supposedly universal, which aren't, you know, they fit most case sizes, the variable depth and everything. They wobble around. I can't tell you how many times I've actually knocked brass over, sometimes even with powder in it, using those universal trays. These are specific to the caliber, and the holes are set to approximately 50% of case height. So what that does for you is your brass will not jiggle around. You can knock this thing around all over the bench, and you're not going to knock your brass over. Now, if you jostle it around enough, you could cause powder to bounce out of the case, but not generally. That's not generally going to happen. But that sits right in there. You know, keeps it safe, keeps it solid. You knock it around, and there's your entire core. You know, outside of obviously the press and funnels and a few things like that, but your absolute essentials are all included. Now, of course, this doesn't include these parts. You know, the caliper, the case gauge, the scale. That's not included. This is just the 3D printed parts of this. And as that old commercial with Billy Mays used to say, but wait, there's more. These caliber blocks come with a jacket and some clips where you can attach them together and create a racking system like you saw me pull this out of back here behind me. So these, I've got a number of these already printed up in 357 38 special, also for 9mm. 9mm will actually accommodate 9mm Luger, 9mm Makarov. You know, 9mm Luger is 9x19, 9mm Makarov is 9x18, and what's a lot of people don't realize is that 380 is actually 9mm is in the 9mm class. It is actually a 9x17. So that loading block will accommodate all of the 9mm variants because they all have the same base diameter. I've also got these for 444 Marlin, 3030, 45 ACP, 223 556. Just a pretty good variety of these already printed. But I can also adjust the design for this to accommodate pretty much any caliber that you might want. And they are all external dimension is always the same so that they fit in there. Which, if you're talking about loading a 50 BMG, you're probably not going to get 50 rounds in this tray to load. But there you have it, and there you are. If you're interested in getting one of these, you can reach me at 1791actual@gmail.com, and we'll get you set up. Also, in the event that you want something that is customized, maybe you don't want the space for the Ludec block. Maybe you'd rather have something else in that area. Maybe you want, instead of a card holder spot, or even for these cards, maybe you want this entire section in here to just be a large storage area, or maybe you've got individual case gauges, and you want a series of holes in this area to hold your case gauges. We could move this over, add case gauge spacing here. There's a lot of things we can do. Could even take the powder pan and recess it in this area, such that you would actually gain this space. Anyway, just showing some options, and I use this. I use this every time I load. It actually started out as just this lower tray, and kind of grew into this organizer. Again, as always, thanks for popping in, and God bless, and see you on the other side.